Today on the Tiger Basketball Report, we'll review the Tigers' victory over Marshall. Get ready, fans. The Tiger Basketball Report, presented by the Green Turtle, starts now. Hello again, fans, and welcome to the Tiger Basketball Report, coming to you from the Green Turtle in Towson here today. And as always, I am joined by the head coach, Diane Richardson. And coach, really nice victory over Marshall, kind of get on the right side of things, 59-56, Nakia Mayo with a big three with 1 second left. That game, though, it was kind of a slugfest. They jumped out to a big lead in the first quarter. You guys weren't shooting well, but the team fought through it, and they pulled out a victory. Talk about the mental toughness and what you saw from your team that day.
Yeah, the biggest thing, of course, as a coach, you see the first quarter we're down by a lot, and you want to get upset about it. But what I liked about it was that they battled all the way through. Right? Second quarter, they came back really strong, and it was a slugfest for the rest of the game.
And I hate to do it to you, but first quarter, 4 for 20 from the floor. This is becoming a pattern now for you guys, unfortunately. But now they're learning how to clean up that mistake. What are you saying to them to try to break it, to make it a little easier on yourself so you're not going through a 4th from 20 from the floor?
Well, we want to be able to punch first. And,
right.
That's what I keep saying. We have to punch first. Unfortunately, we sit back and see that they punch us, and then we get mad and then play. I'd like it to be the other way around.
Ashley St. Jean was kind of having a little personal block party until she picked up some foul trouble, but you guys responded as well on the defensive end. Nakia had a couple of blocks. Ryan had a couple of blocks to kind of match defense for defense there, and you got stops when you needed it. Did you like what you saw defensively from your squad during that stretch of that game?
I did. I like when we put pressure, and that pressure and that energy just pushes the game. It makes it tougher for the opponents to score.
Despite the bad start shooting-wise, your big three, scoring-wise, Nakia, Melo, and Q, they answered the call. Nakia with 21 points, obviously the big three, Melo with 15 and Q with 13. They're big-time players. They step up when you need them to. And are you hoping that will kind of rub off on everybody else, and that they'll kind of see like, oh, they can kind of muscle through it, we can too?
Yeah, we can always count on those three. What I'm wanting to see is that the bench players that come in start to step up. We've been giving more minutes to those players coming off the bench. We got Siobhan Smith coming off, Maggie Sharp, and hopefully they'll start turning it on, with the experience being on the floor.
You mentioned the bench players. You didn't mention Micah Johnson-Matthews, who I thought was outstanding. It doesn't show up on the stat line, but defensively, kind of hustle plays, she was all over the place. She had a great night, and that was really a nice coming out party for her in CQ Arena in front of a home crowd.
Yes, absolutely. And I always think of Micah as like in the starting five, but you're absolutely right. Coming off the bench, she gave us everything on both sides of the court. That first shot she knocked down was really, great for her confidence and for the confidence of the team.
What can she bring to the table? What's kind of her mold? We know what kind of player Kaya and Melo and Q are. What should we expect from Micah? What do you expect from Micah?
Well, she's a little. When you look at her, you think differently, but she's pretty quick. She can get her shot off. She's got such a quick release, but she also knows, she has a basketball IQ, which I really love about her.
So the final moments of that game, you guys are tied. Nakia takes the big shot. She drills it. It was a great play. She was wide open. You kind of have a luxury where there's three individuals who you could probably give the ball to in those kind of situations. Most recently, it's been Nakia. You think back to the Drexel game. She also had the go-ahead. Everyone thinks about the Melo step back in the championship, but Nakia hit the go-ahead against Drexel. Is she who you want to have the ball in that moment?
Well, and that's the good thing because we have 3 scorers. You know, a lot of teams will try to double team Melo, and we had a kind of a distraction by sending Melo to the corner. They followed her, and then that left Nakaya open, and she was ready. That's her shot. She was ready to knock it down.
I feel like everybody outside of Towson, they focus on Melo when it comes to the scoring. Nakai with 21 points the other day. Does she play with a little bit of a chip on her shoulder? The fact that other teams maybe don't respect her the way that they respect Melo and they give so much attention to Melo?
I don't know. I don't know that she has a chip on her shoulder. I know she likes to play. And she's a mismatch problem for a lot of teams. And so she has a lot of opportunity to score for us.
So you get the win against Marshall. You get a little bit of a break here, and now CAA play is on the horizon. You guys are top dogs still. You're defending champions. Everyone knows it. How do you kind of get them coming out of non-conference, get them ready for conference play?
Well, just to realize that, we are the defending champions, but that means we have a target on our back, and that means we can't be complacent. We've got to, again, strike the first blow and throw the first punch.
And quickly before we end here, you mentioned last year that the Marshall victory was a turning point in your season. We heard it from you and Nakai in the press conference after this most recent Marshall win. Is this a turning point? Are you treating it like a turning point? How do you kind of make it? Is there anything that goes into making it that turning point?
Well, we know that, the conference starts a whole new season for us. And so, that Marshall game leaving on a win actually propelled us into knowing that, okay, we've got to continue to fight because conference is coming up now.
All right. That'll do it for us today. For head coach Diane Richardson, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us. And as always, go Tigers.